Welcome everybody, and our first stop is OMG Thrift. There's actually two different stops that I did at OMG Thrift, and they had this older, I wouldn't say super older, like early 2000s Barbie, where she had the minimal articulation in just the elbow. A Mermaid's doll, which I don't see too often, but I actually passed a lot of these dolls because I feel like here they started raising up their prices a little bit. The bag of, the super big bag of dolls used to be like $6. Now they're $8, which again, not terrible if it is a doll that you're really hunting for, but overall, yeah, their stuff hasn't been so good and their prices went up. And I'm a little disappointed in that. This is super sun faded, and I think it was still $10. I was really surprised by even the styling heads went up, and a lot of them are missing pieces. I feel like, unfortunately, the store is going through what a lot of other thrift stores go through, where they're like, oh, is this listed on eBay for $100? I will try to sell it in the store for $100, and it just doesn't work that way. But you never know. Sometimes you do find good items. I have found 99-cent plushies here that I don't need to be taking home, but I take them home anyways. Like I said, this particular time, I did not take anything. This is actually the second time that I went. It's actually a week after the time that you just saw, if that makes any sense. So you'll see the dragon here, for example, in a different spot. So they did have a lot of the same items, which again, unfortunately goes into the whole, they're just too expensive, so things sit on the shelf longer until that particular tag goes half off or something. Because a lot of these thrift stores do all the orange stickers are half off, or all the purple stickers are half off, and they switch out every week, which is very common and that you see in Goodwills and things like that. But yeah, this time I saw a lot of the same things as I did the week before. Unfortunately, again, I don't know, their stuff has been getting worse. I don't know how to describe it. It's just not as cool as when I was going about a year to 2 years ago when I started going to this particular thrift store. The stuff was reasonably priced and really good quality. But let me know if I'm missing anything. As I'm scanning through, I'm I really didn't find anything in this toy hunt, at all. But of course, I always have to double check the dolls. I mean, even if I'm just driving by, I'm oh, let me just go in there and see what they have in case there's this one, holy grail item that I need. It seems like nobody wants this OMG doll. She's there every week, unfortunately, even though her hair color, I like the pastel hair color on that particular doll. But yeah, it was all the same ones. A little baby doll that I don't know who that was. A lot of Barbie color reveal I'm noticing. And then for the first time ever, drum roll, a Dreamella doll. I never see those in thrift stores. And I saw one for the first time. I was very surprised. Because mostly it's always Barbie fashionistas, the Disney Hasbro dolls. Those are probably the most common things I ever see at any thrift store I ever go to. But yeah, first Dreamella doll. I guess it's a first for everything. I mean, they have been out for over a year now. So it's it makes sense that they're starting to pop up at thrift stores. Kids are getting tired of them. Nobody wants the Mermaid's doll. She was still there. And a lot of Moanas. I've noticed a lot of Moanas. I bought one recently because I was oh, I don't have one. I kind of want one of her. And now it's all I ever see is Moanas everywhere. I don't know. That's weird, right? And then another first, I guess, is Wild Hearts Crew. I mean, you have to think again, they're 4+ years old? And this is the first time I've seen one at a thrift store, which was surprising to me. If the bag was cheaper, I might have gotten her because she is one of my favorites. And I like the half head shave that they gave her, but I don't need a repeat. I have one. One is good enough. I try to tell myself that at thrift store, I don't need two of the same doll, but I end up getting two of the same doll a lot though. Now we went to TJ Maxx and there was this doll, which I was oh, you get a surprise baby. It's a gender reveal doll. How strange is it? I don't know. It just made me think of the Midge doll from the 90s or early 2000s. I think it was late 90s, where she was pregnant. I don't know. I have no interest in that doll, but I just thought it was so funny. And then I've been seeing Rainbow High dolls pop up and collector Barbies, which I thought about getting this because I do love the Tooth Fairy Barbies, but the box was damaged and I don't know. I don't like her face mold that much, so she was a pass for me. It was hard. I thought about it, but I ended up passing up on her. But yeah, TJ Maxx, they're starting to get some better quality dolls in there, surprisingly. Now, City Thrift, always one of my favorites, reasonably priced for now, because I feel like one day they will go up in price. And then I do find a lot of vintage. This is actually a plushie from 1978, I believe, when I was researching it. And I was wow, he's actually in really good quality for being that old, you know? It's like you never really see stuff like that. But yeah, plushies, I've been really good at not buying too many, but sometimes they're just so weird or really cute, and you just have to take them home, and they're only like $3, and you're like, oh gosh, get in the cart, get in the cart. Always a lot of Build-A-Bears I've noticed too. And then I really like these for real ones. Like the tiger is the only one that I ever really liked, and I don't know, it was so close to taking home, but then I noticed like the head was a little loose in the mechanism, and I'm like, oh, it probably doesn't work, so I ended up leaving it. But I don't know, maybe if it's still there and it's half off, I'll get it. Ooh, vintage Barbie books. And then this Dracula book, which I really love the art, and I like that it had the KB Toys sticker on it. How cool is that, right? KB Toys, I miss you. And then another time that I went, they had a Ford Expedition or Ford Explorer. I think that might be a Ford Explorer. Wanted to take it home, but it was so dirty, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to take this home. I'm going to end up taking it home and never clean it, and then end up getting rid of it. And then I got this bear for my mom, because anything that has Puerto Rico on it, I have to get it for my mom. She totally collects that. And they had this Frozen plush, which honestly was kind of cool looking, but I'm not a Frozen fan. Tons of sloths, which if you guys know, I'm a sloth collector. But I didn't get that one. It stayed. It surprisingly stayed that time. All right, so next off, we went to Walmart. And I was looking for the new BFF dolls because Series 2 is coming out. And yeah, they had like Series 1 dolls. But very stocked. And I have to say, to whomever worked in the toy section, good job. Very organized. Everything was fronted. Everything was on the right price sticker. I was like, wow, first time ever. You could definitely tell it's not the holiday season because everything was just so organized, clean, so many rainbow high dolls. And in the seasonal section, they had the Little Mermaid stuff, which is just so cute. And I only so far have bought the one doll that I did a review on. I actually passed on the Vanessa doll. I don't know. I see so many people buying her, and she is cute, but I don't know. I'm trying to be way more selective with my dolls as I'm selling a lot of them and not holding on to too many. I'm trying to be very selective, but it's so hard when it looks so cute. And Goodwill has been a lot of fails recently, but gosh, this Shirley Temple doll, which is a reproduction from the 90s, just looks so cool. I didn't take her though. I looked at her. I thought about it. And I passed on this Monster High Bus because I actually recently sold mine in one of my Whatnot auctions. This one was actually in worse condition than the one I had, but it was just cool to see Monster High stuff at a thrift store. My favorite. All of you know, I love Once Upon a Child. I always find so many good dolls there. Like, oh, I know. They had so many OMGs. I've noticed they've gone up in price with their OMG dolls recently. They used to be like $5 to $8, and now they're like $8 to $10, which isn't terrible, but yeah, I just noticed they went up. And I liked her without her braids because I'm so used to seeing her with her like twists in her hair. And they had tons of just loose dolls, everything from, I think this is Hannah Montana, to just a weird mix of like Barbie fashionistas, skippers. It was like, yeah, it was a lot of dolls this time around. And I ended up not getting anything that day. It was hard because sometimes like these dolls are only $250 and I want them, but then, you know, I see stuff like this from the Aladdin movie that I'm like, you know what, I don't need you in my life. Like I said, the OMG dolls are tough because they are really cute, and sometimes I want to just rescue them, but I've been very good. I have not been taking any home, even though like they had some Bratz boy dolls, but I was like, I just recently sold a bunch of Bratz dolls, so don't take any home. And then like I just walked by her right there. Go back. Yeah, her, Class Prez. Like, I have like 3 of her. I recently sold 1. Like, but it's just so hard because I really love her hair. But yeah, thrifting has been difficult for me because I do like a lot of dolls, and I like just, I don't know, restyling them now. That's been my new thing about redressing them. But I'm having to be more selective. So if you are a thrifter like me, have you been dealing with that? Like letting stuff go, trying to be more selective with what you take home? I don't know. It's all difficult. But check out more stuff from me in the description below. Thank you for joining me on this toy hunt. Obviously, always comment if I go buy something and you're like, oh my gosh, you just went by this like holy grail item. Why did you not go back? So yeah, comment that so I can regret missing something. And always check out more stuff from me in the description, and check out my Whatnot auctions where I have been selling some of my collection. It's been hard, but I'm always buying new stuff. So, you know. All right, until next time, thanks for watching, everybody.